Hey Flosstube, welcome to Creative One Studio. Hey everyone, it's so good to be back. It's been a month, like a month and a day since my last video. So this is video 174. I think it's 174. I don't know. It's in the title anyways. So it's great to be back. It has been so busy. I know I say that I need to just not say that. It comes with the territory, right? You guys already know. But I got my fabric line done. I posted some sneak peeks of that in my Patreon group, and then I prepped for the retreat, and I'll talk about the retreat at Primitive Gatherings after I do like my regular Flosstube update. Yeah, so today's Tuesday the 18th. Whoa, wait, yes, the 18th, Tuesday, July 18th, 2023. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. If you're new here, thank you so much. I'm glad you found me, and I hope that you stay and enjoy what you see. And then thanks for everyone that has returned. So what has been going on? I just kind of explained what I've been doing business-wise. Other than that, you know, 4th of July happened. I mean, it's been a month. It's hard to go through what's been going on in a whole month, but basically the same old, you know, we spend Thursday with our grandkids all day, and then every Sunday we gather at my mom and Jerry's and we eat dinner together and play cards. The boys come, and, you know, Kevin and I, and we just hang out and have a good time. So my life basically is work and family, you know, in my church, in my prayers. And, you know, that is the bulk of my life, which is exactly how I want it. Love it. However, this coming weekend is all about friends. So, well, and so was last weekend at the retreat. I made so many new friends, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. But yes, this weekend we are going up north. So I realized when I went to Wisconsin for the retreat that Wisconsin and Michigan, like if it wasn't for that giant lake that separates us, we could be one state. Because we are so much alike. We say up north, and they say that in Wisconsin too. And I don't think every state can say that. Maybe they do. But the reason we say that here in Michigan, and what I discovered in Wisconsin as well, is that because the upper part of the state is more wilderness. There's a lot of lakes. There's vacation homes. It's usually where people have like a second home on the lake, or like a family-owned home that they do timeshare on the lake. And anyways, it's beautiful up there. It's more touristy because the towns are geared towards having people come up there. So we call that up north. Then you know, this is something I discovered about Michigan. I can't remember who Kevin was talking with. I can't remember, but it doesn't really matter because you wouldn't know them anyways. He was saying that people that come to Michigan, just like to the tourist towns, the locals call them fudgies. And let me fix my camera a little bit. The reason they call them that is because Upper Michigan, the tourist towns, they are known for their fudge, like the Mackinac Island fudge and all of that. There's one of the things people get when they are vacationing in Michigan is fudge. So they call the tourists fudgies. Didn't know that. Then, as you know, so we have Michigan, and then we have, you know, the UP, the Yoopers live up here. Well, the Yoopers in the UP, they call us trolls because we live under the bridge. The Mackinac Bridge joins the Upper Peninsula with the Lower Peninsula, and so because we live under the bridge on the map, we are called trolls. I did not know that. So yeah, that was pretty funny. So we have Yoopers, trolls, and fudgies. There you go. I think there was another one, but I can't remember what that one was. Oh my gosh, too fun. So what was I talking about? Oh, we're going up north this coming weekend with 10 other people, and we have been gathering. We've been doing this for like 20 years. We get together, we go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we hang out. Every couple is in charge of a meal. So you're not cooking the whole time, and you just have to cook one meal, breakfast or, you know, whatever. And then we hang out on the lake, and we make a flotilla. If you don't know what a flotilla is, it's when you take all your floaties and you rope them all together, so you just like one giant mass floating out in the lake. And we have, usually they have a pontoon or whatever, a speedboat, whatever, to pull you out there and anchor you out in the middle of the lake. It is a fabulous time. These are my friends that we met through Holy Rosary, our church. All of our kids went to Holy Rosary school together, so we have quite a bond. And doing this trip every year for 20 years, so many good memories. And you know, they say what happens up north stays up north. It really doesn't, because the stories are too funny. You have to share them. So yeah, that's what we're doing this weekend, and I'm really excited about that. And then I'm home for one day, and my BFF soul sister Kristen is coming into town. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So yeah, it's quite the whirlwind. I got home yesterday, actually, yesterday morning, around 9:30 or something like that, because I took the ferry over the lake, and then the only ferry coming back on Lake Express to Muskegon was a 7 p.m. ferry. So then you lose an hour, so it's really 8:30. I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock or 11:30 when I was checking into my hotel. I stayed in Muskegon because I didn't want to be driving at night by myself that late at night. I'm not a nighttime driver. Being alone if something were to happen, because there's a lot of deer. That's something we say in Michigan when someone leaves your home or leaves anywhere else. Just watch out for deer. It's more like they need to watch out for us, because we don't see them until they're right in front of you, you know? So anyway, I just didn't want to drive that late at night. So I stayed the night in Muskegon. It was the worst night, one of the worst nights of my life. I can think of another night that was worse than that. But I did not sleep. I was exhausted because I stayed up late every night of the retreat. I've never stayed up that late at a retreat before, but I did it 3 nights in a row because it was just so fun, and I was stitching and having a great time. But I, you know, just from the whole weekend too, just all the excitement and all of that. And I was exhausted. I lay in the bed, and so they had I'm getting ahead of myself. There's just so much to say. I can't keep it in order. I'm gonna turn my phone off. So there was a biker. It wasn't Sturgis, but it was some sort of biker thing going on. So on my way to Wisconsin on the ferry, there were like 60 motorcycles. And on the way back, there was more than 60. There were so many bikers. It was crazy. And when I got to my hotel, a lot of those bikers were staying at the same hotel. Well, they weren't ready to sleep. They were partying. They were so loud. I could not fall asleep. I looked for earplugs in all of my stuff. I couldn't find any earplugs. It was misery. And I thought, you know, I should just drive home. But I'm like, wait, now it's 3 in the morning. I'd probably fall asleep. Once I got comfortable in my truck, I'd probably fall asleep, get in a crash. Anyways, I just could not fall asleep. I woke up at 6, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I just got up, brushed my teeth, used the bathroom, and I was out the door. I'm like, I just want to be home. Get me out of this hotel. The hotel walls were like paper thin. You could hear everything. Somebody would flush the toilet. It was one of those vacuum kind of whoosh toilets. I mean, someone could flush the toilet on 2 floors above you, and you would hear it. It was so loud, and the walls were paper thin. Anyways, miserable night. Got 3 hours of sleep. It was horrible. Anyways, moving right along. So that's what I've been doing. You know, I missed the grandkids last week because I was at the retreat, so I cannot wait till Thursday to see them. And then Easton turns 4 this Saturday, but we're going to be out of town. We were out of town for hers as well, for Ellery's, so that really stinks. But we are going to celebrate his birthday. They're having a party at our house the following Sunday. So yeah, it's all good. We didn't miss his party, at least. And then Mom's doing good. You know, Teeny Woo has recovered. I don't even know if you guys knew. she had some more cancerous moles removed, like 5 spots on her, and her recovery went way better than the first time she had them removed. So she's doing great, fully recovered, everything's great, and I missed her so much when I was gone. I missed Kevin too. Anyways, it's good to be back. But I really wish I lived closer to private gatherings because I would love to, I'll get to it all later. Okay, so I had some questions from my last video. Kathy had asked me, have you ever hooked rugs with wool strips? I have. I have only one time because I mostly do punched rugs because I have, number one, I have tons of yarn. The thing I like about punched rugs is I don't have to cut the wool, so that's nice too. And it's a lot faster than rug hooking. However, I was talking with Lisa Bongean and she had hooked rugs in the hallway. You'll see a video. I have lots of video to add to the end of this video, showing the facility, showing the store, showing the gathering place. Oh my gosh. But she had hooked rugs and quilts lining the hallway where the lodging was, and she was telling me that she actually punched it with wool strips, which definitely can be done. So in case you're not aware, when you do punched rugs, you're working from the back like you do punch needle, and you're pushing it, you're punching it in. That's why they call it punching. You punch it in and pull it out, move it over, punch it in. When you rug hook, you work from the front and you put your needle in and you pull your wool strip up and you release it and you go in the next hole and you pull it up, and you are in charge of making the height, whatever length you want it, and you are in charge of making sure that they are consistent in their heights, okay? Where it's different with rug punching because you punch in, as long as you punch it all the way down every time, your loops on the other side will be the same height, okay? So that's the main difference. But yeah, let me show you. This is my one and only hooked rug that I made. Of course, I designed it as well because that's what I do. I have so much art to pull from. I'll be honest, completely honest with you, I prefer the look of wool strips as opposed to wool yarn. I like that look better. But anyway, it's fun to do both. But I have how many punch rugs do I have? I have 1, 2, and then I've got some 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have at least 9. I have at least 9 punched ones and only 1 hooked one. And then here's my back. That's the back of my rug. Yeah. My friend Jan and I, as you can see, I have not finished. This was probably 15 years ago that I made this, and I still haven't stitched on my binding, but whatever. And then when I do that, you cover the back with wool. Or any kind of fabric, really. But anyway, that's that. Marie asked, she loves the design. God, I need to slow down. I'm sorry, guys. She loves the design that the 3 ladies made differently. She wants to know where she can find the pattern. So this pattern, Keeper of the Wool, I think I named it. This was actually in the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. I don't know what year and I don't know what month, so I can't help you there. If I do find it out, then I will put it in the description box below, but offhand I do not know. So what I told her I would do, because it's been at least 4 years since this was in the magazine, and I only have to wait a year before I release it, so I'm going to put it in my Etsy shop as a PDF download. So if you are interested in this funky little primitive girl with her cute little sheep and her little pigeon-toed feet, so cute. I love her. I love her hair. I think she's so much fun. She's very primitive. And I just put this on a little, it says peel board. I don't know, a little cheese board. So yeah, that was my finish. I have so much stuff to show that I have tables on both sides of me full of stuff. My Lord, it's going to take me forever to put it away like it took me forever to gather it all. Diane asked, if I join Patreon now, can I still obtain the mystery sale? Absolutely. The mystery sale will be on Patreon for Tier 4 members until the sale is over. So August 15th, I will post the last part of the sale. July 15th was just posted. Obviously, it's the 18th, so like 3 nights ago. It was so funny. It was the 14th, but it turned midnight and it was like 12:30, and Denise and I'm like, Denise, I gotta go to bed. And she goes, don't forget to post the mystery sale on Patreon. She reminded me because I kept saying, I'm gonna forget. I just know I'm gonna forget. And then the next day was very busy because I was teaching a finishing thing, and then I was teaching punch needle that day too. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna forget. So anyway, 12:30 at night, I posted part 5 of the mystery sale. So anyway, like I said, August 15th, the last part will post. I'll leave it up for at least a week after that, and then I'm gonna delete all of the posts. And then when I start a new mystery sale, Tier 4 will have the availability to join in on that sale as well. So what will happen is once I delete all of the posts on Patreon for the current mystery sale, like around, 25th of August or whatever, once I get mine stitched and framed, I will release it to the public. I won't necessarily hold it off for a big release. It will just be a release on its own. I'll be showing it later. So I'd show it now, but it's part of my whips. Pat, is Greencoat Santa still available? Greencoat Santa is available if you are one of my Patreon members, Tier 2, 3, and 4. If you are, then you have access to a secret shop. The secret shop is password protected, and the new password is posted the 1st of every month. And you have the ability to purchase all the past Patreon charts that I've done since October 2020. Isn't that when I started? That's when I started Patreon, October 2020. So all the past Patreon charts are in there, as well as other products that are print on demand and drop shipped to you, things that are not found in my Etsy shop. Crombie, Texas. Can you post a link to the Uncle Sam with Bunny cross-stitch chart? So that, if you are interested, that was the one that was on sale. Oh, I didn't pick sale items for this week. Okay. That was the one I had on sale, the punch needle and the cross stitch. And it's called American Primitive. So if you go to my Etsy shop and you're looking for that particular chart, then type in American Primitives. Let me show it to you. I'm not sure where it's at. Okay, so last video, I showed the cross stitch of American Primitives. Well, it's packed away in the trunk show that I took with me to Primitive Gatherings, and I'm not going to dig for it. But I couldn't find the punch needle for my last video, so it was hanging in the bathroom down here at my studio. I totally forgot. I knew I had seen it recently. Anyways, so this is the punch needle of the same design. So it's called American Primitives. So just go to Etsy and type that in the search bar, and you'll find the punch needle and the cross stitch. It's not on sale any longer, but anyway, if you're interested. He's so cute. I love him. Oh, I'm getting a headache. What's up with that? Sherry asks, where do you get punch needle fabric? So the punch needle fabric is called Weaver's Cloth, and I sell it in my Etsy shop. Yes, I do. I think I'm going to pause here though, and I gotta get what I'm gonna put on sale this week, and I need to think of keywords for the giveaways for later, so I'm gonna pause. Hold please. Okay, let's go over whips. So I have 2 whips. The first one is, oh, my son's here for work, so it's gonna get really loud. Hold please. I started and almost finished a punch needle while I was at the Primitive Gatherings retreat. And I love it. My intention was for it to look antique-y, and I think that I pulled it off. So yeah, I just have this background here to do, and it will be finished, and it will release in my next release. It was a lot of fun. I did some experimenting with using pearl cotton as opposed to just regular 3-strand cotton thread like we cross stitch with. So I I'm going to be doing an extensive punch needle tutorial, Q&A, all of that in my Patreon group. But basically what I can tell you is what I have discovered is that if you are using, where is it? I have it on a pad of paper. One second. If you are using DMC, Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Work, or the Valdani 3-strand cotton, you're going to use 3 strands. Okay, DMC, Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works, 3 strands. I have punched 3 strands for 90% of all of my cross stitch, probably 98% actually. Well, somebody asked me, you know, why don't you use more Valdani? Well, I understand why people love Valdani for punch needle, because you can just punch, punch, punch. If you get it on the little ball, the pearl cotton and the 3-strand cotton, they come on a ball. So you can put the ball into a jar of some sort, a cup, whatever, and punch and punch and punch, and you don't have to re-thread your needle all the time. I get that. But then you have people, if you do that, they complain, well, you know, Valdani's so expensive, why don't you use more DMC? You know, you're never going to make everyone happy. Basically, what I told them at the retreat this last weekend is, do what works for you. If you can afford the more expensive flosses, then use those. You know, the Valdani 3-strand. If you want to use all DMC, use that by all means. And there is no hard and fast rules as to what you have to do. Okay, but if you are using, so then let's back up. So then I used Valdani, the 3-strand cotton. Well, that's more expensive than if you use their pearl cotton. But I did not like the way the pearl cotton number 12, I didn't like the way it looked. So I reached out to Jennifer Mayo. She's on Instagram. I'll link her below. Her punch needle is incredibly beautiful. Her punches blow mine out of the water. I've been doing punch needle and designing it for 18 years. And I can honestly say, wow, Jennifer does an amazing job. And she does a lot of my designs as well. That doesn't matter, but it's fun to see my stuff punched by her because she's so good. Anyways, I reached out to her because I was punching the model for the Primitive Gatherings retreat and it was looking terrible. And I was like, why does this look so bad? And I saw that someone asked her what thread she uses to punch with, and she said pearl cotton number 12. So I'm like, well, that's what I'm using. Why does mine look like garbage? So I reached out to her on Instagram and I said, listen, if you don't want to divulge your secrets, that's fine, but I'm just asking, I'm curious, why does your pearl cotton look so good and mine doesn't? She uses 2 strands of pearl cotton number 12 when she does punch needle. So I tried that out at the retreat and oh my gosh, it punches like a charm. However, if you're using 2 strands, then you might as well be using the 3-strand cotton, because as far as how much is on the ball, it probably equals out if you're using 2 strands of the other. So anyways, then there is the pearl cotton number 8. And if you use that, you're going to want to use 1 strand. And that, all of that is the Smart Punch. So the Smart Punch comes with 1 needle. You can't interchange it with a small, medium, or large like you can with the Ultra Punch. So I know this is probably confusing if you don't know punch needle. I'm going to stop talking about it right now because if you don't know punch needle, this is boring. I will do a video in, well, it's going to be in Patreon. Probably do a live video with them, but then I will do a pre-recorded and post it here too. But so I'll go into depth with the different kinds of threads and the 2 different needles that are available now too. So anyway, just real quick though, I just want to go through it one more time. If you're into punch needle, DMC, Classic Color Works, and Weeks Dye Works, you use 3 strands. So if you're using the blue handled Ultra Punch, you're using the medium needle, the medium needle tip. If you're using the Smart Punch, there's only 1 needle size. And then if you use, or you can use the Valdani 3-strand cotton floss. If you're using Valdani Pearl Cotton number 12, use 2 strands. If you're using Valdani Pearl Cotton number 8, it's only 1 strand. Okay? I mean, there's a lot more to punch needle than just that, but that was something that I recently learned because I was trying to, I'm changing up the way I do it because I can't use the CTR anymore because she retired and she's not selling it. And I'm you know, if I'm going to be teaching punch needle, I have to use a needle that's available to everybody. So I'm using the Smart Punch. So here I changed my punch needle, and then I changed what I was punching with, and it was throwing me for a loop, and I was getting very frustrated. So thank you, Jennifer, for easing my mind and helping me figure that out. I was very thankful to her. Then I worked also on my whip, my cross stitch whip, and I'm working on the mystery sail. I have not had time to do any cross stitching other than at the retreat over the past month. Isn't that sad? It's really heartbreaking if you ask me. But, you know, I had other deadlines that were, you know, that were imperative that I meet and get done. So I will put up a picture of where I was last time. And I have to say, this is the most I've ever stitched at a retreat. And the reason is because I sat next to Denise Goose Designs. I love her. We hit it off. We had so much fun. We were like kindred spirits. Like it was like we knew each other our entire lives. We just sat and had such a great time. Laughed our fool heads off. We acted so silly. It was just so much fun. But anyways, we stayed up late. So basically the gathering place, it was open, and we could have stayed up all night. I'm not that kind of person. I can't stay up that late. And we could have if we wanted to, okay? Basically, if you're staying at the gathering, lodging there, then basically they say just because it's locked at night, it's just like, just shut the lights off when you go to bed. So we stayed up until like one night was midnight, one night was, I think the first night I went to bed at 11:30. Then it was 12, and then it was 12:30. But the retreat ended, like my teaching part of it or whatever we were working on ended at 4. And then or ended at 5, I guess. We had dinner. And then after that, it was just, you know, open stitching and, you know, visiting with each other. And so I stitched all the fill-in on the house. Do I have a floss there? I do. Oh, that's right. I was falling asleep last night stitching. That's why I have this like loose thread here. But last night I was stitching the fence right there. So yeah, that's how far. Oh, and then I also went down the side here, since you saw last, and I did some of the flowers at the top over here over the house. I have to put the pink part on the flowers, but I got the red part done. So that's quite a bit from the last time that I did a floss tube. I mean, for me, it's quite a bit. I know for most of you, that's like, you could do that in a couple days. But then the dilemma is what to do with the water. So, do I have a picture of? I don't think I have a picture of. Let me go get the cover picture of where we're at now with it, so you can see. Hold please. This is where we are at on the mystery stitch along. Patreon tier 4. So as you can see, I have the house done and then the bunny underneath, and then I'm working on that. And then I got a tree here. So I have my border down here. But people that are already on this part doing the water, I called for, I think it's Dove. Yeah, I called for Dove, and they weren't happy with the way it was showing up. It was too light, I think it was. I can't remember what the deal was. But so anyway, I have a couple other threads here that I'm going to play around with when I get down to that part. So here's Dove that I called for. And then there is Blue Jay. And then this one is Old Blue Jeans by Classic Colorworks. So one of those three, see how gray this one looks? So I'm probably going to go with a more blue color. The one in the middle, Blue Jay, I think that was Blue Jay, right? Yeah. No, Jaybird. My bad. Jaybird. I think that's the one I'm going to end up going with. But I'm going to, because I want to make sure that those adorable ducks show up in the water. So I have a couple wood ducks no, that's a wood duck. And then, what are these called? I forget. Anyway, God, I used to know all this. Just keep my brains fried, y'all. Yeah, so August we will release this section, the last section, and we will have it done. This is the cutest little sampler. It's only 200 by 158. I know that sounds big, but it's not. And I'm stitching on 40 count Cedar River linens. Oh, what is it, guys? I've said it before. I'll put it up on the screen, but anyway, it's tiny. If you look at my hand, look how little this thing is. It's so cute though. So look for that to be released probably in, probably in September sometime. Depends on how fast I get it framed and get it back. So I have to put this back in my bag because if I don't, I will not be a happy camper when I go to stitch tonight and realize I left it down here. I would be so upset. So I have it in this amazing quilted and pieced bag that Jeffrey made for me. She's the one that lives here nearby, and we met for lunch, and I'm going to chart an antique sampler that was her aunt's. Yes. And I keep that in all of my projects in my amazing bag by, oh, jeepers. Here we go. Handmade by Bella Rose Needleworks, Jeanette. She made and gifted this to me, and I take it to every retreat, and I take my projects. It's heavy right now because I have my magnifying light in it, but I get so many compliments on it, of course, because she did a beautiful job. So those are my whips. That is it. Let's go over haul. So I'm going to go over haul, then I'm going to go over the retreat, and then the haul I got at the retreat. Does that make sense? So let's go over what I've been purchasing. My favorite fabric line that I have designed so far is Bright Stars. I love red, white, and blue. I love Americana. Give me all the red, white, and blue. So I went on a buying spree in Etsy. I went a little bonkers and just typed in Bright Star project bags or something like that. So I've been buying because I wanted all the different kinds. I love that each bag maker has their like signature look and signature style of how they make their bags, and I love them all. And so this one is Sherry So Sweet. Let me take her card out so that you can see it. Oops, I'm covering part of the address. So if you're interested in her bags, she is on Etsy. Sherry Foster is her name. So I purchased, I wanted this one. Well, first of all, I love these pieced and quilted ones. Just love them. And I didn't have one, I don't think. Oh no, I do. I do have one that's quilted with bigger blocks, but love that look. And then the back, what I liked about it, I wanted to get, she had I think a medium and then a large size. I got the large so that I can put my punch needle frame in there. Or yeah, it's so hard to find bags that they'll fit in. And then also got the little thread keep in there. And that is what her thread keep looks like. So those are always handy as you're working on your projects. Love it. Love it so much. And I can show you the little scissor pull. It's got a little Americana heart. So nice. So nicely made. So was excited to get that. Then I purchased this one. This is again, I got a sweet card from my friend Jeanette. She is the Bella Rose. She's the one that made me that project, or that tote and gifted it to me. So she's been showing hers on her Flosstube video with, my gosh, all these names, they're escaping me. Maggie's on Main is the shop that they both work for. Is it Cheryl? Is that your name? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if I messed up your name. But Jeanette and her friend that works at Maggie's on Main, she makes project bags, and she's been showing them on her Flosstube video. And what I really loved about it is these, see that it says Old Glory on it, and this, oh my gosh, this leather like tassel. Love the bag. Love the bag. And then also included, what does she call these? The smaller bag is one of our new floss mini bags. My husband said you needed it as a gift with purchase. So thank you, Jeanette's husband. I don't know what your name is, but thank you. I absolutely love it. Look how cute. It's little. It's so cute. So yeah, that's, whoa, picked up two. So that's the beautiful set. So thank you, Jeanette and husband. I gotta put all this back together so I know who made what. I like to keep the business card in there or the Etsy receipt or something so that I know where I purchased the bag from. And then this one is Sherry So Sweet. I need to put that back in there. Okay. Then we have from Joyful Stitching another bag. They're all different. I just love them all. Well, let me get out what's inside of it. She sent me a nice note with a piece with a skein in there. Love it. So I purchased the bag, and then she included a medium and mini notion bag, which was so sweet of her. So nice. So this is the bag that I purchased. I love, this is not my fabric, but it's kind of a blue jeany rough color. I love it. It matches the bag perfectly. And then here is here are the other two beautiful things she included. She included a skein of floss in there as well. And then the little mini. Look how cute this is. Here's the back. And here's the front and another. So she did a red, white, and blue skein of floss. That was so nice. But here is her information so that you can check her shop out. Very cool. So yeah, it's a set of 3. How cool is that? Thank you. How generous that she gifted me those other 2. Very, very nice. Then from Veronica So Creative. Let me hold her information up for you. I saw an Americana Bright Stars tote, and I just had to. So look at this tote. It's so cute. It's not quite as big as my other tote. This will be, you know, just an addition. I mean, can you have too many totes and project bags? And then it has a zipper. There's a little pocket in the front. It's actually not a little pocket. It's quite a big pocket. And then the main part, so get this. So you get the tote. I ordered the tote. Inside of the tote, we bring out this super cool project bag. Stars and stripes with my Bright Stars fabric. Love it. Love the burgundy zipper. So we're gonna open that. Inside that is another little one. So fun. Then, but wait, there's more. Then you open it up And there is another one, an even smaller one. Has a little zipper in the front for stuff. And then it has a zipper, the main zipper. But wait, there's more. Then inside there is a thread bed. Pardon the crinkling. Little thread bed. And a sweet little Ort container that you can take to your retreats and put all your Orts in, or put it by your chair when you're stitching. So cute. The little star fabric inside. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Quite the opening there. That goes inside that, and then that goes inside that, and then that goes inside that. Oh! And then that goes inside that. All made by the same person. Very, very cool. I was watching Brenda and Laura, Brenda and the Serial Starter, and Brenda was stitching with Ginny Thompson's flower thread. And what intrigued me about that is the fact that you could stitch on 32 count with one thread. The reason I don't stitch on 28, 32, I don't even really stitch much on 36, because 36, depending on the linen, you can get away with doing 2 threads, but some of the 36 in the dyeing process gets a little tight, and 1 thread is all you would want. 40 count, I do that all the time just because I know that's a 1 thread linen, and it just, I don't like stitching with 2 threads. But when she said that, because I know a lot of people do like to stitch on 32 count because they can see the holes better. I get that. So I would love to design more on 32 count, but if I'm going to stitch it, I don't want to use 2 threads. So I checked into the flower threads, and to get the whole set, they had put that on hold because of the video when Brenda mentioned it, her Flosstube video, her and Laura's. Well, everybody went and bought it, and so they had to put that on hold. You can buy individual colors, but you can't buy the whole set right now. So I'll just keep checking back until I can. But actually, so I wanted to get this so I could look at all the different colors, and what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and place a small order, like get all the colors I would need to design something with, and then stitch it and see if I like it. Yeah, so I mean, they have beautiful colors, so that might be an option for people that don't want to use 2 strands to stitch with. So I love thriftbooks.com. If you're looking for something that it's, you know, a used book, you can get things that are hard to find, and you can also get things very inexpensively. So I placed some orders, or placed a order, but they came in like several shipments. This is Polly Minnick and Lori Simpson. I love their work. So this book, let's see, when was this one published? I mean, so much eye candy in here. This is called Victory Girls, Patriotic Quilts and Rugs of World War II. Super cool. And I did see this somewhere else for like twice the price that I paid. So, you know, keep looking, you can find it. What is the date? $2011. So this is 2011. Let's just show some of the fun quilts and things that are here. And a lot of their stuff is red, white, and blue, which I just got done saying how much I love that. Look at that hooked rug. Oh my goodness, I love it. So the patterns are all in here in the back. You know, they've got these paper patterns. Let's try to find another one. Here's another hooked rug. That's just showing part of it because it's actually really long. So yeah, I got that book. Another one by them, or this was actually just by Polly Minnick, is the Americana collection. Isn't it cool? Just the front and back of this is gorgeous. Let's see if I can show you some goodies. Oh, just the photography is yummy. So beautiful. Ooh, look. I love just blue as well. Blue and white together for a bedroom. Love that. What else did I get? I got Pure and Simple. This is Maggie Bonanomy. I could never remember how to say her name, but if you're familiar with the Muppets, Bonanomy, do 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 do, Bonanomy, do 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 do. So that's how I remember her name. You know, I have to do that sometimes to, because the memory isn't so good. Cute stuff. Let's see what else we have. I just want to take a week off and just do nothing but make things. Look at that. I have all the tools to do it. I just don't have the time. And then last but not least, I have Rebecca Smith. She's another amazing wool applique folk artist. And here is the cover of her book. Let's see. This page. Look at the fall. Oh God, I love fall so much. So yeah, got some cool books to add to my library. I think the rest is Haul from the Retreat and Stitchy Kindness. So I wanted to share with you what I did for July in Patreon. So this was for tier 2, 3, and 4. It's called Dear Santa, and he is bringing cross stitch to good little girls and boys. So there's a hoop, some scissors. I love the little cardinal that's carrying a skein. Santa's holding a skein, and in his bag you can see a spool of thread, some patterns, and some scissors. I thought he was so cute. So you'll see all 3 designs. The common theme is the cardinals and these holly leaves. Then tier 3 and 4 is Oh Christmas. You can see the holly leaves and the cardinals carried through. Love those big old deer. It's very Scandinavian looking, I think. And then tier 4. So tier 4 gets the 2 I just showed and this one. So this is Dancer's Friends. Again, holly leaves and cardinals is the running theme throughout. So all 3 of those are available for Patreon members for the month of July. And then I designed, where is it? Every month I design an ornament too. So let me grab that. I thought I had it over here. Here's the ornament. So what happens is every month I have a password protected secret shop that's only available to my patrons, and the password changes the first of every month, but every month they can purchase this ornament for $5 if they want. So I have a new ornament every month. They can also purchase my past Patreon designs in that secret shop as well. So it's Dancer's Friends. So I just kind of reconfigured that deer. I had to shorten his antlers. I moved the bunny from the ground up on his behind. I put a little heart in there and the ear. So fun. Denise stitched that while she was at the retreat. It turned out really cute. She finished it, I think, this morning. But yeah, she had the bulk of it done at the retreat, so that was cool. And then other haul that I forgot to show that is not retreat haul, but is haul because I belong to Fox and Rabbit's Patreon, and they gave us for July this one. What is it called? Dreaming of Daisies. Where there are bees, there are flowers. Love bees, love it, love it, love it. And then Land of the Free with that amazing flag and eagles on that house. So cool. And then I also belong to, oh, I don't have the other one. I tell you what. Oh, here it is. I had it mixed up. Then I belong to Liz Matthews' Patreon as well. I like to support my friends that are doing Patreon. So this is Bargello Border, and this was from when she designed years ago when she was 17 years old. She used to design when her mom was designing. Well, her mom still designs, but anyway. Very cool. So that's the original pattern and cover. So her business used to be called Elizabeth's Gardens. That was what she designed under that name. And then Glee's Sampler. Oh, this is an antique sampler. It is super cool, isn't it? So cool. Lots of things to stitch. So the Primitive Gatherings retreat was spectacular. It was even more than I had envisioned or thought could possibly be. I have watched Lisa Bongean in her videos when they first opened this facility. It's 2 years old. I think she said like in the next month or so. It will be 2 years that they've had the new facility open and functioning. I remember watching the video of that first walkthrough that she did, and my breath was taken away. But I'm telling you, you have to see it in person. You know how everyone says, oh, and when you see the model stitched, that's what made me buy the pattern. Seeing the model sells the pattern. Well, it's the same with going into a store. Spatially, you can't get it through photo and video. You have to be there and just be surrounded by it. And I am so full of inspiration. Like, I want to just design things like crazy now. I'm serious. But yeah, Lisa is such a hard worker. She's a very smart businesswoman. She's very caring of her employees and of her customers and of the people that come to visit her place there. Her and I hit it off. I wish we would have had more time together, but what I did get to talk with her about business-wise was amazing, and just chit-chatting and family and, just hanging out. She was sitting there stitching on her wool applique, and I was working on, my punch needle or whatever. I mean, it was just, she's very down to earth and real and kind, and just someone that would be easy to hang out with, So, such a pleasure to meet her. So I left Wednesday morning. I had to get up at 4:30 to catch the ferry from Muskegon, Michigan, over Lake Michigan. I arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then I drove an hour and a half north up to Primitive Gatherings. Now, having done that, next time I go back in September, the last weekend of September, I go back for another retreat. I'm going to drive up to Ludington, Michigan, which is another half an hour north of Muskegon, take that ferry over, and then it's only like a half an hour, 40 minutes, pretty much directly west, a little bit south to Primitive Gatherings. So it's actually less driving, and I won't be around Milwaukee because it was a little bit busy. It wasn't horrible, but it was a little bit busy. But I won't go through any big cities at all if I take the other way. And then I think Kevin's going with me for that one too, because that's our anniversary. Our 35th wedding anniversary is on September 24th. And I think we leave, we would leave the 25th. Actually, the 24th on our anniversary, I think, is when we will be, what's wrong with my words? We will be leaving for the retreat. So we're going to do the retreat and then go. When we leave, we're not taking the ferry back home. We're going to drive up upper Wisconsin, go through the upper peninsula of Michigan, and then come down. But we're going to take probably 5 days to do that and explore the UP, because I really haven't explored a lot of the UP. When we went out west to Yellowstone and all that, that's the way we came back, through upper Wisconsin and down that way. We stayed in, oh, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I'd like to go even further north and go up to, Manistee and is it Iron Mountain? I don't know. There's some really cool things up there to see. And in the fall, it should be absolutely stunning up there. So that's the plan for September. So I arrived and Gloria and Peggy were there to greet me and help me unload and figure out how we were going to set up my trunk show. And it wasn't there very long. And guess who walked through the door? Denise Goose Designs. We have been dying to meet each other, and it was so fun. And I hardly recognized her because she has short hair now. And she helped me set up too. And it was just great. It was just great. I met so many new friends there, but also a lot of people that I have met through the Amana Farm Girl retreats, just at other retreats were there. So that was really fun. So mixing the old friends with the new friends and just everybody, you know how it is at retreats, everyone's in a great mood. But when you walk in, the first thing I said when I walked into the gathering space, so they have the gathering, they call it the gathering, and then then their store is next door. You have to walk to it because with code and stuff with Wisconsin, you can't have lodging in the same place that you have, you know, this, that, and the other. Anyway, food, I think, because they have a commercial kitchen, they have a full-time chef on staff, and that's over at the gathering. And they have lodging. They can lodge up to 25 people, not 25 rooms. I think there's 3 rooms have 4 beds or something like that. A couple rooms can sleep 3, and then some of the rooms sleep 2, and then there's some single bedrooms as well, single rooms. But they can house up to 25 people. Oh God. I walked in and I said to Gloria Parsons, she's amazing, but I said to her, I goes, oh my gosh, I don't want to leave. Can I just like rent a room here and stay forever? Quilts hanging everywhere, wool applique, hooked rugs, everything I love. And you know, Lisa, the thing that we have in common is we like that earthy, rich, deep color, that primitive color, that country color that some say isn't in style. I call BS. I call BS. Her business is thriving. My business is thriving. We both like that more primitive earth tone look. And I was in hog heaven. Seriously, I really was. So that was Wednesday. Got set up. I don't think I went over to the store till Thursday. I think I just kind of hung out with everyone. And we ate dinner and hung out and did all that. And then Thursday is when the retreat started and people were coming in, and I got to go to the store that day. And again, walked in and was just blown away at the beauty in there. She has quilts as far as the eye can see. I mean, it's like a 2-story building, and it's just quilts all around the top. And most things that you find there are kitted, fully kitted. The wool applique is fully kitted. I shouldn't say most of the quilts, but a lot of the quilts you can get fully kitted. Just spectacular. So you'll see all that at the end of the video. I took a lot of video. Then we had a facility tour one day, and Lisa took us around and showed us the entire warehouse part of the operation, which is behind the store. It's all one building, but it's, you know, the doors that say employees only, those are the doors you go through to get to the warehouse. And they have a huge Bernina room where they finish people's quilts for them. And there's an area where her son works on quilts, does quilt classes for people that purchase a Bernina from them, because they are a licensed dealership for Bernina. And we saw all of the wool that they dye. They dye all of their own wool. I purchased their wool wholesale, and I, you know, plan on using their wool for my wool kits. I do have wool from Blackberry Primitives as well that I will be using, but most of it will be Primitive Gatherings. And then all of her studio where she does her videos, just incredible. She explained her designing process with us on how she designs her quilting fabric. She shared with us that she has 800 antique quilts. I was like, oh my gosh. They aren't all there. A lot of them are at her house, but I'm telling you, just so inspiring. And amazing. She's been designing since 2011, I think she said, and she's designed 50 quilt lines, or quilt fabric lines. Pretty cool. She designs for Moda, and I design for Riley Blake. So, and she had my fabric lines there too, so that was cool. So the first day, Thursday, I presented the projects to everyone, and I will share them with you now. So real quick, let me show you their box that they got. So this is the box they received that has a picture of the cross-stitch project. And then inside there, carefully wrapped is all of their goodness that they received. So they received 4 patterns. 4 patterns, guys. It's kind of crazy. Being that it was at Primitive Gatherings, knowing that, you know, they have a lot of wool applique, they sell all the Baldani threads and, you know, punch needle and all that. I wanted this retreat to be different. Normally I just do cross stitch for the kits, but I wanted to do cross stitch, wool applique, and punch needle for the kit. So here is what they received as their cross stitch design. This is called In God We Trust, and this was, God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, this was fully kitted. They got the fabric, they got all the flosses they needed to complete this project. Anyway, here is the pattern they received. Fully kitted. In God We Trust, stitched 1/2 on 40 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax. The stitch count is 109 by 130, finish size 5.5 by 6.5. It was stitched by Mary Schreiner and framed by Paula at the Craft Gallery. It uses a combination of, well, it's all DMC, but 1 classic color work thread. I love that eagle so much. I just really, really love this design. So this is a design that I had in my sketchbook from doing the Whimsy 365. I think I'm going to do the majority of my patriotic stitching on Hemingway by Needle and Flax, because it is absolutely stunning for Americana. I gave them a punch needle design called Liberty Sam. I punched using 1 strand of number 12 pearl cotton with 3 strands when I used the DMC. So it was one DMC, which is his face, and the rest was all Baldani pearl cotton number 12. And I did it 1 strand, and I didn't like the way it looked, but I told everyone there to use the 2 strands, and it just punches so much better that way. And then this was just a horn book that I had here in the studio, and then I put these rusty stars on with some rusty wire, and that's that. Oh yeah, and then I used, I didn't put this on here. Oh geez, I can't remember, but I hot glued some rickrack on there. And I don't remember what rickrack that was, but it's navy blue. It looks really good. I'm so sorry I forgot. The third thing we did was a wool applique piece. 1776. And this was my very first attempt at designing wool applique, and I am hooked. I loved designing it. Leanne Quigley, she made the model for me. She did a beautiful job. And I love it. I love the look of wool applique. So the 1776, what I had her do is I asked her to go ahead and cut out the wool and then satin stitch all the way around the wool pieces to make that, like, you know, 3-dimensional look, I guess. Not 3-dimensional, but a dimension. Give it some dimension. So yeah, it was just done with all basic, you know, blanket stitch. But oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I came away with so much inspiration, because Denise, Denise is what we're calling her now. She did the Sue Spargo class there at Primitive Gatherings. So that gathering place that we had the retreat in, they have something going there all the time. They have knitting classes, quilting classes, wool applique classes, punch needle classes, cross stitching, any kind of needlework you can think of. They have people come in teaching, you know, how to quilt your quilt top and all of that together on your machine. I mean, just classes, classes, classes. They have open stitching, open sewing, all of that. It's very cool. But anyways, Denise did the Sue Spargo class. And if you're not familiar with Sue Spargo, she does all kinds of different stitches. And you can make 3D things. It's incredible. And hopefully Denise will be doing a Flosstube soon and showing her piece. But she did this piece. She did one of these little things a day. I think there was 90 of them. And I was blown away with all these different stitches, and I thought, oh my gosh, I would love to learn how to do some of those stitches and embellish my wool applique with those kind of stitches. So anyway, about a week before I was leaving for the retreat, I really wanted them to have something that they could stitch, something that was small, that they could stitch, and I could show them how to finish while they were there. So this was inspired by my friend Donna Fidawa. She is the Biscorn Noon Queen, that's what I call her anyway. And she, at the Annabella's retreat in April, she was there teaching how to finish a Biscorn Noon. And I love the way it's finished, where you do that slip stitching through the back stitches. So she lived nearby where the retreat was held, so she had went home and got all her Biscorn Noons and some cute little ornaments that she made. Well, I couldn't get these ornaments off my mind because they're like little pillows, but you don't sew them and then turn them right side out. You actually do a back stitch around the front and back of your piece, and then you slip stitch them together to make the pillow. Then you stuff it and then close it up. I loved that process. So I decided to make this. I took some elements from the cross stitch piece, and I made this little scissor fob. So thank goodness for Amazon, because I could order the lobster claw and the jump rings and get them in time before the retreat. So, oh my goodness, this is kind of hard to show. So here's the front of it, and as you can see, it is slip stitched together around the back stitches, and then here is the other side. It says, "In God We Trust." So a handful of people stitched it and fully finished it. I taught how to finish it, and one lady did. She did this star, and then on the back she just free-handed stitched a flag instead of having a star on the front and back. So I thought that was really cool. I think her name was Linda. I think it was Linda that did that. Everyone's running together right now. You know what's really cool is that this was a small retreat. We capped it at 50 people, and then there were a few people that couldn't make it. I think there was a total of like 47 people there. And so it was very intimate, and everybody got to know each other very well. And so we decided to make a Facebook group for that retreat, and so people could just keep in touch with each other, show the projects that they're working on, and just, you know, I just think that's really cool that that happened. I've never had that happen at a retreat before. So those were the 4 projects. Also in their kit, they got, you know, kind of the standard of what I do now is a business card with all of my social media and information on it. One of my little logo stickers. They got one of my pens that has my information on it. And then everyone got a pair of stork scissors. All right, stork scissors, we all know what those are, right? And their needle minder is this 1776. And it looks kind of like, you can see the squares for cross stitch. So yeah, that's what they got in their kit. And everybody was thrilled. which always is a relief as the designer. Okay, so I went over to the Primitive Gathering store probably 3 or 4 times, and you know how it is, someone comes in and says, oh, look what I got, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that, I want to go get that. You know, it's like, it's just Enable City. Okay, so I will show you the goodies I purchased. I used the bag for something else. Well, anyway, it's fully kitted. I remember the tickets for my giveaway, I used the little bag that this kit came in to put the tickets in, so I didn't get them all discombobulated. Anyway, look how cute. It's just a little tiny pillow, fully kitted. Love it. Love it, love it. I had to buy this stitch-on mug. Look at that. Isn't it cool? It's a beautiful mug, and it's nice and hefty. Nice and hefty. Then my sweet friend Denise gifted me one of their Christmas mugs. Look how cute. With Santa face. Denise, that was so kind of you. I love it. I love the burgundy color. So beautiful. On the day that I taught punch needle, they brought out these little pottery pieces. They didn't have these at the store, but they brought a box of these in. So it's got a little hole where your thread comes out. So your Valdani ball sits in there and you can just punch to your heart's content. Isn't it cool? Very cool. Love it. Did you hear that? I'm like, I'm gonna put this under the table so it'll be safe. And then I hit it on the leg of the table. Oh my Lord, I hope I didn't break anything. I love all these little things. So this is Long May She Wave pin cushion. Finished size 4 by 10 inches. You get the backing fabric and all of the wool to make it. So nice. Then this, oh, American penny rug. So this is a kit. It doesn't have a picture of what the penny rug looks like because it's in a book. I have the book too. I'll show you that. Quilted and applique scissor keepers. I love this, and I think that would be such a great thing to give as a gift at a retreat. And then it's fully kitted. This is the book, Stars and Stripe Gatherings. So in this book are quilts, wool applique projects, all kinds of cool things. Let me show you the penny rug that I got that little kit for. Oh, please. It's here somewhere. Ooh, I love this. I did not buy that kitted, but look at that mat. That's beautiful. Here it is. The picture just doesn't do it justice whatsoever. But I love it. So I got that fully kitted, but there's quilts and all kinds of cool things in here. I'm telling you, anything Americana, I was losing my mind over. So having said that, I might as well just show you these quilts. So you're probably thinking, what is she thinking? She's never gonna have time to make this stuff. You know, I will retire someday, and I have the sewing machine, I have fabric from 15, 20 years ago when I designed, and I have fabric now, and I'm gonna continue to design fabric. So I have the fabric, I have the threads, I have the machine, I don't have the time. But when I retire, or even I said, you know, I said to Denise, even if I did one of these every few months, so what? Who cares how long it takes me to do something, right? If I just did a little bit at a time, I could have this amazing quilt done eventually. Isn't it amazing? She did this for Hogs for Heroes, and Denise was telling me about how they did this. They had, it was all, you know, on volunteer basis. If you wanted to stitch, I always say stitch all the time. If you wanted to sew one of these quilt blocks, you could sew one, you could sew three, you could sew, sew 20 of them if you wanted, but you then took them to primitive gatherings and dropped them off. And then Denise said they had like one day, maybe it was a weekend or something, but they all brought their sewing machines and just stitched the entire day, stitched these quilts together. And, then her son has, I think both her sons work in the long arm department, and they quilted these up and they donated them to veterans, and then they gave away a Harley Davidson to one of the veterans. I mean, it's just so amazing what she does. I'll have all of the primitive gatherings information linked below, because you need to follow Lisa in her Flosstube. It's not Flosstube, it's just, I say that for everything. It's just her YouTube channel, but they talk about all kinds of needle arts as well. It's mostly quilting because she's a quilt designer and a fabric designer. So, that's the bulk of her business, but they talk about all kinds of other things on there too. Look at that quilt. What the what? And then there's a mini one in there too that you can do. This quilt took my breath away. This is the one I love the most. This was hanging high. You'll see it in the video, but when you walk in the door and you go to the left and you look up, this is a giant quilt and it is spectacular. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Oh, Say Can You Sew is the name of this pattern. And they sell all these things online, so go check it out. And then this one. This one is Evelyn's Album. Okay. And this is, I believe it's wool on cotton. Let's see. Oh, flannel. I'm sorry. It's flannel. So beautiful. See those primitive colors? I'm all about that. Okay, that was one trip over there. And then I went and got some more fun things. Like I said, she has a full-time person that makes wood products like easels and finishing pieces for them. And I have an idea for this, for doing something. I'm not going to tell you because it's going to be a while before it gets done, but if they're going to have these in stock, I got to talk to them about it first. If they're going to be able to make these for a long time, I'm definitely going to design something specifically for it. So stay tuned for that. And then they had all different kinds of, or different sizes of these ruler boxes and things. I love those. And then I love these little cuts of fabric in these nice, deep, rich prim colors. I don't know how well you can see that, but I think for finishing these would be great. Little charm, are they called? Yeah, charm packs. It's really hard to see the colors. You can't, they're so dark you can't really see the prints. Like, look at that blue. So pretty. So I got those for finishing. And then the Joyful Gatherings. I thought something was falling. The Joyful Gatherings book. I forget, there was something specific in here that I wanted to make. Oh, I know what it was. It's these cute little ornaments that my sweet friend Gloria designed. Aren't they cute? And this little, yeah. And there's other projects. There's quilts in here. There's other, like stockings. Let me show you these stockings. How cute. Right here. Aren't they cool? Very nice. A cute little fully kitted pin cushion with everything you need to make it. Isn't that cool? That would be really cool for a smalls exchange. And then what I might do is cross-stitch pins on a piece of linen instead. And then these little finishing pieces are so cute. This is like the kind of stuff that their woodworker makes. And because they have a woodworker, there's all kinds of sawdust. I don't know why it's so hard to find sawdust, but they have it there at Primitive Gatherings. And then I got this super cool sweatshirt. I love this. It says Primitive Gatherings on the front. Love this mustardy color. And then on the back, it has fabric, scissors, pincushion, thimble, sewing machine, iron. It's more about quilting than stitching, but that's okay. I like quilting too. I made a couple quilts in my lifetime. When I came back from shopping one time, Denise goes, "Ooh, you must have spent a lot. You got one of their white bags." I was laughing. I think that's it for what I purchased. So what they gave me as a gift for being the guest designer, check this out. Oh, what are these bags called? There's a name for them. Oh, I forget. 301 bags or something like that. I forget. But anyway, it says Primitive Gatherings on it. You know, it's got the handles on the side, so you can either lift it this way or you can lift it this way. And it's collapsible, fully collapsible. That's the best part, right? And inside my bag is this little, it says there is always something to be thankful for. Isn't that the truth? But what I love about it is like dotted. I forget what they call that, but anyway, it'd be great for designing some, like if you wanted to change out some numbers or letters in a sampler or something, you can chart it out with this. Love that. Then I got Primitive Gatherings bag, just a clear bag to put stuff in. Super handy. Plan to quilt and quilt to plan. It's a little quilting planner. I haven't taken a look at it yet, but Gloria said, that's for when you make your first quilt. And I'm like, too late. I've already made a couple quilts, but yeah, y'all, it's calling me. It's all calling me. That's the problem. I want to do it all. This is by Shannon Gilman Orr. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, it's block designs. It would be good for designing quilts as well. Very cool. And then, oh, something that you get, so if you go to the gathering and you actually lodge there, you get a free pattern. I think they change that up every so often, like maybe every quarter or something. So I got this free pattern, Ms. Gertie's Gathering Pillow. Look at that cute little sheep. Very cute. And then all the retreat attendees had this sitting in their spot when they arrived. So this is a goose bag. So Denise made the bags for everyone, which was amazing. And it's just chock full of goodness. Chock full of goodness. So here's the bag, made with my Stitchy Birds fabric line. So fun. We got a pen and we got another little cute pouch. We got a patch that says 2023. God, I haven't even looked at all this stuff, y'all. The best caramels in the world. Oh my gosh, they give you caramels no matter what, where you go, get caramels. I love this little tin that says Stitch. Look how nice that is. Love that. Count your stitches. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think they accidentally gave me 2 of those. Maybe I'll do a giveaway for one. And then a little Primitive Gatherings ruler, which is always handy to have a ruler with you. And then count your stitches, this little cross-stitched pattern. We got that too. Hello.
You got more these over there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
those were all my purchases from Primitive Gatherings and the beautiful things that they gave us, and my gift from them for being the guest designer. And then, oh my Lord, hold on a second. So I got some stitchy kindness from some of the folks that were there. So Rebecca and Marjorie, it was a mother and daughter that were there. Marjorie made this cute little gnome for me. Look at the cute little gnome. She made this. Isn't it sweet? She signed it on the bottom. So cool. And Marjorie just moved to Wisconsin to be closer to her sister, but she used to live in Michigan. Like, what? Yeah, sweet, sweet ladies. And then this is strawberry rhubarb jelly. Oh my gosh, I haven't tried it yet, but now that I've showed it on Flosstube, I can take it to the house and put on some toast. So thank you so much, Marjorie. I had a pleasure, such a pleasure, sitting down with you and your sister, your daughter, and visiting with you and talking about cross stitch and stuff. It was very nice. And then from Anne and Linda, they sat me down and they gave me this gift, and I was blown away. Oh my gosh, you guys. So it's just chock full of amazingness. So this is a Longaberger basket, and the funny part is Anne and I both used to sell Longaberger baskets, so we both have a ton of them. This is the bread basket, and I have the bread basket. I have a couple, but I don't have the red, white, and blue. Oh, so I was very, very happy to have the red, white, and blue one. They are both from Wisconsin, I believe. And so they put everything like food-wise in here as for Wisconsinans. I don't even know what they're called. So obviously they're known for their cheese curds. There were 2 bottles of beer because they thought Kevin was going to be there with me, but I drank them both. Sorry, Kevin. But it's called the Spotted Cow. Oh my gosh, the beer was delicious. There were beer nuts in here, as you see, empty. And let me set this down so I can just show you individually all the sweet things that are in there. So I believe Linda made this. I can't remember which person made which thing, but a thread bed. So cute. Love it. A sweet little card. Yes, so sweet. And then, oh my gosh, this needle book. Oh, Handmade with Love by Linda Swick. Oh my gosh, it's got a little tag on the back. Isn't that nice? Wool applique. Open it up. Look at that. Needles. Put your needles in there. It's got a little tape measure. And then over here, she actually put needles in it for me. Size 24. She's a paper crafter as well. And then a little pocket, some pins, and then on the back, look how precious this is. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love needle books. And then this one, I want to say Anne made this one. Look at how cute it is. It opens up here on the side with the ribbon. Look, Americana, very vintagey looking fabric. Those awesome clips and these adorable pins and pockets to put your needle packs in or whatever you want to put your little scissors or whatever. Isn't it pretty and antique-y? I love it. So cool. A little scissor sleeve, scissor pocket. Love that. I'm kind of a scissor geek now too. I'm nerding out on scissors. And one of those little salt containers. Look at that little, hold on, focus. What do you call them? Little ladybug pin. Some little pins in there. So cool. Ooh, what's in here? A skein of floss, a little jingle ball, and this little package, so sweet. Look at these bobbins. for like a spinning wheel. I didn't know that that's what they were, but Denise and I went antiquing the day after the retreat, and we saw some of these. I'm like, what are those called? And there was a spinning wheel there, and she took it over to the spinning wheel and showed me how these would go on the spinning wheel. And as you're spinning, your thread or your wool, yarn, or whatever would go around those. Very cool. And then look at this little orc container they made me. How adorable. It's so cute. So that's Lisa's fabric line. Very cute. Yeah. I want to say there was something else in here that I ate as well. The sweets didn't make it very far, let me just tell you. I had to stop the video for something, and I don't know where I left off now. I think I was... I don't have any idea. Oh, I was showing Stitchy Kindness. Okay. Things that I was given at the retreat. That's right. Okay, so real quick, things that I was given but not at the retreat that I forgot to show earlier. My friend Goose Denise, she gifted me some project bags with my Kringle line that I absolutely love. She also gave me some for giveaways. So stay to the end because I have like 4 or 5 giveaways for you. So make sure you tune in to the end. But yeah, look how cute. Green Coat Santa. Where are you, Green Coat Santa? We all love you. Right here. Isn't that cool? And then this one has the words on the back too. And then, like, I love how she did, let me just take this out and I'll show it to you. But I love how she did fussy cutting for each, where like this one shows different Santas. See how Green Coat Santa's way down here? She featured different Santas in that gold one. These are my 2 favorite colors, the gold and the green. Love them. Thank you so much, Denise. I don't know if I said it or not, but like it was like we had known each other our entire lives when we were together. It's just, you know how some people you just hit it off and like you've known them forever? Well, that's me and Denise. So this is Goose. She has an Etsy shop. Project bags on Etsy. So yeah, make sure you go check her out and get some of her bags. They are so nice. So nice. I love them. So thank you, Denise, my sweet friend. Okay, so then the day after the retreat was over, we went, Denise and I went to Mass together, and then we went antiquing at the Ye Old Goat Antique Mall. Everyone said, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this place. So we made sure to do that on Sunday before I had to leave to catch the ferry. So I'll show you some of my haul from that. This book, I usually buy antique books to cover with my projects, but I really don't think I'm gonna cover this one. I love this book so much. This is by A.A. Milne, or Milne? I don't even know how to say his last name, but Winnie the Pooh, you know who I'm talking about. When we were very young. Look at the illustrations in this book. Hold on, let me find some cute ones. Look at the foxes. Look, they're just so sweet, and it's just full of stories and cute little illustrations. That one's got Vicky on it, but in the end, it does show little Winnie the Pooh. How cute. So I got that book. I got this like super heavy. This is not metal. This is actually cast iron, but I love the blue color. Got that for finishing. Would that be awesome with an Americana piece on it? Perfect. Keeping with the Americana theme, I purchased this Red Star Double Action Baking Powder tin, and this will be great. You know, I like to collect needle minders, and this will be great down here at the studio to put my needle minders on. Then I got this cool recipe box that would be so cute with a piece on the top or a piece on the front, and then open it and have like something inside of it, like holly leaves or something coming out of it. Then I got, these buttons don't look great. These buttons look like trash, but it was the tin that I loved. It says Walgreen Company, Chicago, Illinois. I'll probably take those nasty buttons out and put some nice buttons in there, but it had a red lid. Love that. I got this super, whoopsie, that was loud, sorry. Got this super cool washing board. I'm probably gonna hang that in my laundry room somewhere. Super cool. That, or I could use this side and put a finishing piece here, but I don't know. I just like, it's kind of red, white, and blue again. I bought this amazing frame. I don't know why the twine is still on it. But anyway, look at this frame, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's all grungied up just the way I like them. So that'll be perfect to put on a piece. I love these big chunky frames. And then I'm always looking for pieces for displaying at my trunk shows, or this would be great also for photography for my covers. So yeah, this is super cool. It's all tin. And then, last but not least, I purchased a quilt that needs some loving care. It's kind of old and a little bit mangled, but it's an applique quilt. These are nice, again, take to trunk shows, cover tables with, or just put them on a ladder for display in your home. That was it for Ye Old Goat. I think this is my last haul, and then I've just got a few more things to show you. So we were talking about scissors and talking about good scissors to use for wool applique, and you know, I have enough scissors for my punch needle and my cross stitch, just little embroidery scissors. But for wool applique, we were talking about Karen Buckley and how good her scissors are, and also Kai scissors. I'm not sure how to say that. So anyway, I got online and I purchased some of these Karen K. Buckley scissors on Amazon. And the funny part was these Kai scissors, they said these are great. They're a little bit micro serrated. You can't really tell, but what happens is as you're cutting your wool applique, it's holding your fabric in there so it's not slipping, whether it's wool applique or applique, you know, for quilting. So anyway, so I got online, I had these Karen Buckley scissors in my cart, and I had these in my cart, and so we were talking about them, and not everyone, 4 of us, me, Denise, Jane, and Geraldine, we're all looking at these scissors on Amazon, and Jane got hers, and she's like, there's only 2 left. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys hurry up, there's only 2 left. And then I realized I hadn't checked out. So I checked out about the same time Jane did. And then when Denise and Geraldine got on there, they're like, they're not on here. It's because we bought the last 2. Jane and I thought we bought ours and then there was still 2 left for them. But no, when we checked out, it took the last 2. I just thought it was kind of funny. Anyways, you gotta be speedy if you want what you want there. So that was my haul. And then I have a few things I want to talk about. So the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine came out. I know everyone has seen this already, but you know, I have different people maybe that have watching my video that have not seen this on other people's videos. So this was my contribution to the magazine for summer. I tell you what, look at that. Look at that punch needle. That's fabulous. Fabulous punch needle. So there's some really good designs in here, but I'm just going to show you real quick my piece. This is fully finished. I stitched it, or I didn't stitch it. Let's see. Oh, I hope. Credit. Yes, stitched by Gwen St. John. And what does it say? Yeah, I stitched it on 40 count dark beige linen by XU Designs. and I love how it came out. It looks fabulous on this blue book. So you can just stand them up. That's why I like finishing on books, because they're easy to display. Then on sale for the next 2 weeks, since I decided to do Flosstube every 2 weeks, I'm going to have this on sale, 25% off for both weeks. Okay, Soul Sisters in cross stitch and in punch needle. 25% off. Then I have new products to share with you from my Etsy shop. So I am working with P&B Making Memories on Etsy. I met Pam and Bob at the Craft Gallery retreat the end of May, and excuse me. So I'm working with them to have these items made. So here we have a scissor pull, or you could put it on your scissors or even your keychain, however you want. Here's a floss drop. Here is a corner gauge. The corner gauge goes up to 3 inches. So this is a needle minder, and then this is like an individual floss tag. I love it. It's got the big hole for the floss. Then, like, if you use some, they got a little hole to put that one in, and then you can put it all on a ring. So all these items are going to be in my Etsy shop. They do such a beautiful job. Then we have these, oh, they're called pop sockets. I'm not sure if you are aware what those are. I can show you on my phone. I don't have that particular one on my phone, because once you stick these on your case, they don't come off. So I already have one and I can't get it off. So I need to buy a new case so that I can put that on there. But anyway, it's thin like this, and then you pop it open like that. And I like it because I do this. So I do a lot of, videoing and picture taking, and I save myself from dropping my phone by doing that. But then it's nice if you want to put it in your pocket or something, you just push it back in. And the sticker, the adhesive is like super powerful. So anyways, we're going to have those in our Etsy shop. And then we have the Heart and Hand Needle Minder is back in stock. We printed more of those, or had more of those made. So that's back in my Etsy shop. And then Pernice Manor is coming out in my next release, which will be soon. And that's the needle minder I gave them in their kit that was at the Quilter Station retreat last September. So yeah, so those two are available in my Etsy shop. We have giveaways, guys. The first giveaway is from Veronica of Veronica So Creative. Thank you so much for giving me something to give to my viewers. I so appreciate that. Here's her information. So it is a little thread bed for your stitching, and a sweet little Ort container. I showed you mine earlier. So yeah, how sweet is that to have with your stuff? All this Americana stuff, I love it. So in order to be in on that, please say Ort in your comment. And it comes in a cute little package. Thank you so much, Veronica. Appreciate that. Then we have, so I had pouches made that they could purchase at this last retreat. Now, the retreat I did prior to that for Craft Gallery, they bought everything I brought, and then people that didn't get them, I had to order for them. Like, I mean, they sold like crazy. This retreat, I only sold a few, and I have a ton of them left, and I don't want to sit on them for a year until I release the pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and sell these now, just so that I, can get them out the door. But then you'll be ahead of the game, so when that pattern is released a year from now, you'll be able to use these pouches. Or, I mean, obviously you can use them anyways, but I have the small one here in the large one. So that's what you want to say is small or large for these pouches, if you would like to be on the drawing for those. And then from my wonderful friend, Denise of Goose Designs, she has given me a couple of project bags for giveaways. So look, oh, I love that on the back, that point center print. And then the front is all the deer. I'm telling you, people love reindeer. And very, very cute. Thank you, Denise. And then, of course, our beloved green coat Santa. So for the other one, say deer, and then for this one, you're gonna say Santa if you want to be in on the drawing for this one. And again, I'm gonna hold up Denise's information so you can check out her Etsy shop and purchase her bags. Very cool. So thank you, Denise. Thank you, Veronica, for giving me those things to give away. So we will be back in 2 weeks so that we can draw the names. So that is it. I believe I have covered everything that I can think of. I'm sorry that this is such a long video, and it's going to be even longer because I have video of the retreat that I want to share with you and pictures and things to insert here at the end. So thank you for staying here with me through all of this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got inspired by some of the things that you saw. And I will be back in 2 weeks. So until then, create every day. Bye. salad bar back there. Breakfast buffet. Dinner buffet will be there. This is the hallway to the restrooms. Have never been prettier.
Sometimes love is a thought we held too long. Sometimes it's alright just to be a little wrong, with no sense of consequence, the strength to carry on. The day breaks in the darkest places right before the dawn. So if you ever lie awake with situations in your mind and you try to sleep it off, but night keeps on passing by, you're losing track of time. Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a reason to hold on, blowing like a hurricane right inside of me and you. No blues or avenues can take away my stride when love's standing holding hands right here by my side. So if you wanna take a ride and see what happens down the road, find yourself a pair of gloves and get yourself a warmer coat. Oh yes, we'll be doing fine. Just losing track of time. Just losing track of time.
I was out drinking, looking for the next thing. I couldn't really settle down. Always on the run, I didn't want to slow down. But baby, then you came around. Yeah, you came around. No, I won't ever let you down. I promise you that I'll hold on
Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark, spinning, laughing, twirling through the back door of your heart. And every time I think of you, well, something happens in my mind. And every time I try to leave, you're keeping me occupied. I'm losing track of time. I'm losing track of time. Sometimes love is a thought we held too long. Sometimes it's alright just to be a little wrong, with no sense of consequence, the strength to carry on. The day breaks in the darkest places right before the dawn. So if you ever lie awake with situations in your mind, and you try to sleep it off, but night keeps on passing by, you're losing track of time. Losing track of time.
Always thought that Bernina was the best sewing machine on Tarzan, right? And they have everything. They have the long arms, they have the domestic, they have overlockers. They don't call it surgery, they call them overlockers. And so they have everything. And they are like top-notch company, and it was just confirmed to me when I was in Dallas this last month. Just treated all their dealers like.
Take away my strength.
All right, so we have a fantastic program to teach people who buy lawnmowers. They come, they stay here, they learn right on all the cool stuff because it's more people.
See what happens down the road. Find yourself a pair of gloves and get yourself a warmer coat. Oh yes, we'll be doing fine. Just losing track of time. Just losing track of time.
I was out drinking, looking for the next thing. I couldn't really settle down. Always on the run, I didn't want to slow down. But baby, then you came around. Yeah, you came around. No, I won't ever let you down. I promise you that I'll hold on. I know that it gets tough sometimes, so I'm here to remind you, love. The sun will shine on you wherever you go. some